AOBRD, ELD, what do you have? You need to know at the side of the road when the DOT officer asks you. And what are the differences? Let's check them out. Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers. I'm Mark, your ELD host. It's almost time for the ELD mandate to take effect, and in fact, it might already be in effect, depending when you watch this. Look, depending on what you have, an ELD or an automatic onboard recording device, you need to know the differences and what they do and what to tell the officer. So the mandate is changing because they do different things. The ELD tracks more data than the old AOBRDs. All right, here's some of the differences between them. And if you don't know which one you have in your truck, ask your company or find out, because an officer is going to ask you which one you have. You have to be able to tell them, or that's a violation, just not knowing that question. All right, so the first thing, they both record the date and time. They both record the engine hours, the miles that the truck drives, your location and duty status, that kind of thing. But the ELD goes farther than that. It records just like a logbook where you have to write this down. Your motor carrier's information, their address, your information is in there. You have to log in and out of it rather than an AOBRD, which you don't necessarily have to do. It does a few more things for recording data, like that kind of paperwork data that the paper logs used to have on them. Your location data is another interesting thing that it records. Now, on an AOBRD, you can enter it manually. You can even enter your location manually. An electronic log doesn't allow that. It has to be automatic location data entry on there. It changes your duty status automatically. It also records your location every 60 minutes at least while you're driving. It has to know if the engine is on or off. It also records the location of any yard moves or PC when you're doing that to try to violate your logs. 1 minute for 1 mile accuracy for driving time if you're driving, and within 10 miles when you're on PC. Okay, so you make a mistake, right? Who gets to edit the logs? So on an AOBRD, it records who and when edited the logs. And the DOT officer on the side of the road doesn't see those edits. That's an important difference. And an ELD, an annotation is required. You can't just change it. It has to be, you have to say, why am I changing this from one status to a different one? And the driving time on an ELD cannot be edited, and the DOT sees all edits at the side of the road. Who did them, what they were, everyone in your last logs. The DOT can see all of them. And again, driving time on an ELD cannot be edited. It can only be annotated. Where driving time on an AOBRD can be sent to the wrong driver, that kind of thing. So that's an important thing. And driving time can't be edited. So I will tell you, in the back office at companies, they can edit your driving time. I'll tell you, I've seen them do it, and I know that they can change those kind of times. How they get away with it in that, I have no idea, but it's still being changed. So there you go. Then your on-duty time, you're not required to, the AOBRD is not required to change your on-duty time in any certain period, although the ELD, after 5 minutes of being stopped, has to change you to on-duty time. And what it does, it backdates that time. So if you stop somewhere and just run inside and you're doing paperwork or whatever, it will change you automatically to on-duty time, and it goes back to the time that the truck stopped. All right, now is that all of them? I don't know, I assume so. The ones that we use and other larger ones that I've seen all change it back to when the truck stopped. It knows you stopped, and it goes back to on-duty time. So that's another main difference with the ELD. If you don't know which one you have in your truck, it's important to find out. Ask the company, because if a DOT officer, they're going to ask, do you have an ELD? Do you have an automatic onboard recording device? What do you have in your truck? That's one of the questions, and that's a question you have to know the answer to. All right, and those are the differences, the main differences in those. They both plug into the truck. They both read a lot of the information. The ELD just records a lot more information, and it doesn't allow, especially driving time, it doesn't allow it to be edited by the driver, only annotated. All right, so that's a little more trucking 101 as we come up on the mandate, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.